So we are at the Roadkill event hosted by Dodge in Pontiac, Michigan. I was lucky enough to get to the VIP parking, but I was supposed to be driving the twin turbo Suburban, the average Joe here, but I blew the differential out about 120 miles out heading to the event. So I had to get it towed home and jump in the Tesla. I know everybody's going to be pissed off at me, but then I had to drive that here all the way from Texas. So again, we're going to go inside. We're about to do a conference with the Dodge VP of Dodge and some of the other YouTubers and other people that are going to be here. So stick along with me for this ride, and let's go in there and see what we have in store. Everybody's getting ready for the event. We're just kind of hanging out.
Show your hand, but come on, that had to put a smile on your face. It just sounds incredible. Thank you for being here for the 9th Roadkill Nights powered by Dodge with racing off Woodward this year. I see a lot of familiar faces from working with you over the years and so many new faces. I look forward to getting to know all of you and truly appreciate you coming out, appreciate everything you do for our industry and for our business because it makes a difference. You know, a lot of you know I have questions about who I am, my plans for the brand, but believe me when I say it's absolutely not about me. It's about the cars, it's about the brand, and most importantly about our customers. But I know you want more than that, so my first car was a Dodge Shadow ES 4-door, 3-liter V6, 5-speed, melted the tires in 9,000 miles and had a hell of a time trying to tell my mom it wasn't me, it faulty rubber. It was the manufacturer's fault, right? I'm second generation in this business. Been around all of our brands since I was born. It's pretty much all I've ever known. After college, went off to try supply chain consulting for about 7-8 months. Was bored out of my mind. Couldn't stand it. I had to get back into automotive. There's something about this industry. There's something about this business being part of the second largest purchase that most people ever make in their life. And it's a purchase for a Dodge. It's all about passion. It's not about need, it's about want and putting smiles on people's faces. So I went to work for Daimler Chrysler at the time, Chicago Business Center. Called on hundreds of dealers throughout Indiana, Iowa, Chicago. Met a guy there that some of you may have heard of, Tim Kaniskis. Started learning from him back then. And you can't come to Roadkill without mentioning Tim. He's the godfather of this place. It was his brainchild when we started in the Silverdome parking lot. And that we've come a long way since then. We're innovating every year. We've always found a way to keep it fresh, exciting, and we're going to do that here this weekend. We'll talk about it in a little while. I left the company in 2004 to go to the agency side for a few years. Learned a ton. Still working with the Chrysler Group, doing dealer sales training events, PR media events, consumer events like Roadkill, international, did the first Camp Jeep Beijing, which was incredible. Learned a ton, but all roads led back to Dodge. 2013, I joined the Dodge brand, and that's kind of the turning point in 2014 when we really started this distillation of the brand down to America's performance brand. You know, if you remember back then, we were selling Journeys and Caravans for $19,995. No one really knew about the Durango, the Charger, and the HELLCAT. And we brought SRT back into the fold. We launched HELLCATs. We launched Scat Packs. We started creating this villainous nature. It was all about fun. We never talked about Journeys and Caravans again. And we slowly retired. And as we did that, we learned a lot through the years. Tim taught us, all of us, keep pushing the boundaries. Never live. Go the extra 10. All those things are things that we're going to keep. We're going to push forward with this brand. So I spent a few years on the Dodge brand, moved over, launched the new Chrysler Pacific at the time, was on product planning roles, Chrysler, Dodge, spent a few years at Maserati on product planning, on sales operations, and then back home to Dodge for the last few years. And it's been an incredible ride. But you guys really are here to hear about these cars. So let's talk a little bit more about the future of Dodge and where we're going. And this year is really about change. Change in leadership, change in the first all-new platform in 15 years, change in powertrains, going from V8s and supercharged and Hemmings to kilowatts and power shots and twin turbo V6s. Change here at M1 and racing inside instead of outside. And a lot of people don't like change. It's hard to accept change. But if we don't embrace change, if us as a company doesn't embrace change, we don't push forward, we never go faster. We never give our customers what they don't realize they don't want. Go back in history, a lot of people will still tell you to this day, I was talking with Herman earlier, a muscle car has to have a carburetor. Has to be naturally aspirated, must be a manual transmission, and God forbid it have 4 doors. But you know what? A lot of people didn't realize they needed the supercharger until they heard the whine of the first HELLCAT. They didn't realize they needed a 9-second car that could lift the tires until they got behind the first demon. And they didn't know they needed 4 doors until all their friends wanted to go along for a ride and be in their car. And that's what we've done here today. We've embraced change, but we've pushed it to the next level. These are flat out the best muscle cars. And I can't wait for all of you guys to get behind the wheels when we do the media event and the drive coming up. But the team starts from the ground up. These cars that you're looking at, they don't only embrace change, they take it to the next level. This Scat Pack Stage 2 right here is better than yesterday's HELLCAT for thousands less. Quicker 0 to 60, quicker quarter mile, all-wheel drive instead of rear-wheel drive. Take it anywhere. Drag mode, drift mode, donut mode, more tech, more safety, flat out better looks, more cargo capability, more passenger room in the rear for your friends, and the Fratsonic chamber is as loud as today's HELLCAT. But if you're going over to your mom's on Sunday for dinner and she doesn't want to hear it coming, you can turn it off this time. Or if you're like some of those of us around the office that drive them and you get those notes in your mailbox that says, please stop firing it up on those cold winter mornings, you can please the neighbors too by turning it off. So as we push forward, the direction for this brand is not radically different. It's to evolve. It's to push the boundaries of performance. It's to drive forward as America's brand. You know, Tim once said, if you miss the first muscle car era, you better not miss this one. And some people, some of this room, I promise you, have said that the era is dead, it's over, it's gone. It's not. We're just getting started. These cars put a smile on people's faces. They look different, they sound different, they drive different, and they make people happy. That's what it comes down to. This era isn't over. We're just getting started. And when I say we're just getting started, this is just the beginning. Next year we come out with the 4-door. Then we come out with the high output and the standard output twin turbo 6-packs. We just celebrated 50 years of direct connection. We're going to have a multitude of parts for all these cars so people can continue to make them their own and make them what they want and their friends want. So we have a lot in store for us as we push forward, and we're starting down that path already. Second quarter sales were up 16% over first quarter, and to kick off the biggest industry month of the year, we just brought back power dollars across the board on all 24 model year Dodges. $10 per horsepower. The faster you want to go, the more we help you out. And that's $7,100 off a Dodge Durango HELLCAT. It's a lot of horsepower. If you're good with math, it's 710, right? Still the quickest, most powerful SUV in this Scat Pack. It's still the quickest, most powerful muscle car on the planet. We're getting ready to launch a few special edition Durangos. Next week, the press release will come out on the Silver Bullet Edition, limited edition. As I said, the Direct Connection 50-year anniversary. We've got all kinds of things in the alleyway here for you to take a look at. And one of the most exciting things about change is where we're at here today. We're off Woodward this year, but it's more than that. If you're gonna change, you gotta be better. You gotta raise the bar. So now everybody will say, this is the first time drag race has ever been done inside M1. This is the first time that everybody, the 40,000 fans that come out, will be able to walk the pits, interact with the cars and the drivers, and get to know them. That's why NHRA is so exciting, right? That's why everybody goes to those events. You want to be part of the culture. You want to be part of the club. You want to interact with them. We've got the Hornet Rallycross, which is going to just open some eyes to the capability of that vehicle. For those that can't give up on the V8s, we've got the SKIDPAD with some donuts that always light everything up. We've got bands going all day. We've got up close and better viewing of the drag strip, and we've got perfect weather. It's going to be a great weekend. I thank you for all for being here. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Hammer, and it's up to you now to bring us home.
Hello, hello. There it is. There we go. Huh? It wasn't just Kristen's mic. Hey, Kristen, where are you? Let me have that mic. Check. Hello. How about that? Seems to work. I like it. Hey, Matt, thanks. Appreciate that. That was pretty cool. You know, I like what he says about looking back. You know, we've got some great history and whatnot, but looking forward is super important. If I may quote our good friend Steve Mignante, Steve says, "Forget about the good old days. These are the good old days." Right? We're living it right now, and that is so exciting. Me personally, for those of you guys who haven't met me, and by the way, it's great to see so many faces. This is really nice. My name is John Hammer, just like the tool. Insert joke there if you like. I've been blessed to represent Dodge for 18 years, and that has been an absolute blessing. It really, truly has been. I used to be the chief instructor of the old SRT track experience for a decade, so not only do I run my mouth, but I can back it up out on the track. And these cars that are behind us, and by the way, all of my car builders, if you guys would all kind of come on up right now and come over here by your cars, I want to talk with you guys in a minute. But what they have done with these vehicles is really impressive, and we're going to dig into it a little bit and learn a little bit more about what they've done. So for those of you not aware of what we've done here with the Direct Connection Grudge Race, this is our 4th year, right? 9 years of Roadkill, 4 years here doing the Grudge Race. And what we've done is we've given each of these builders one of these engines and given them the opportunity to start building and being creative and finding interesting ways. And you know, it's easy to say, oh, we're just gonna pick that thing out and shove it into something and then hammer down and go drag race. But it's so much more than that. In fact, this year with the Hurricane, now we've got a whole different ballgame, right? We've been putting Hemmings in these things for years, but now they've got to figure out how to, well, heck, Allison, you know how we're talking about how physically large this thing was and how you had to figure out a way to put it in. So it's not just shove it in. You're shoving it in and engineering and making it work, and then you've got to back it up. It doesn't just show and shine. We're going to take it out on the track and go. So that's what is going on. So they were given engine, transmission, electronics, right? And basically said, have at it. And that's what we've got going here today. I suppose at this point we may as well just get rolling here, all right? So up first, so you're up first because you're here. Because you're here, right? You guys see my buddy Garrett Reed? You may follow him on Instagram. He's got like 2.5 million followers. Hey man, good to see you here.
Yeah, appreciate it. It's good to be here.
Sure. All right. So you and I were talking a little while ago, and I was asking you about your years of top level drag racing. Tell me all about it.
Yeah, I'm not a drag racer. I've dabbled in a little bit of everything in motorsports. I've done it each different thing maybe once. I I've done autocross, I've done dirt track, I've done drag racing, road course, I've done it all just once. This is interesting for me.
So tell me about getting the engine, shoving it into a car. What was the build process like for you?
Well, we went back and forth. My buddy Matt, he's the one that owns this car. But we went back and forth on what we wanted to build, right? Because we knew with this engine, we wanted to try to find something that would be like this vehicle, right? Everybody was going to have the same thing, and we knew the kind of parameters, right? So we were like, all right, let's try to find the lightest thing possible. We went back and forth with some stuff. We got shot down on a couple different ideas, but it came down to where it's like, all right, well, he had an idea of like, well, I already got a car, pulling the engine out of it anyway, let's make it work. And so it's not the lightest thing, but it's the newest thing here, and it honestly makes a whole lot of sense. So we decided on his 2018 Demon just to piss off the internet. So like you take again the pinnacle vehicle from Dodge that has the supercharged at the time most powerful engine, to take that out to put in a new straight six, it's gonna make me mad. Like every time I watch it, people are like, why the hell did you do this to a Demon? And I'm like, why not? You know, everything can be reversed, but because it's set up to drag race. We could have done it with a V6 challenge, but then we got to do a whole bunch of stuff with suspension. This thing's set up already. So that's what we did.
You guys want to take a peek at this thing? All right, let's take a look at what they have built for us. Ooh. I mean, let's be honest. The way the turbos stick up out of this thing, and that's not the first time we're going to see, or not the only time we're going to see turbos hanging up off the top of these things. That's wild, man. And you're right. Okay, so it's not the lightest thing. Was that F8?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool, man. That's one of my favorite ones. I like that one. So tell me about, real quick, tell me about the internet and like you said, the reaction on this.
Yeah. Well, I mean, again, of course, people are like, why would you take out a supercharged? I mean, I'm like, well, listen. Again, everything can be reversed, but like we were talking about, everything has to innovate. I'm not opposed to seeing things that are coming out that are new. So I'm like, I'm interested to see what this will do, right? You know, when you look at the past and you see other inline six engines, like 2Js, RBs, bars, whatever, they all make crazy power. So there's no reason why this shouldn't do the same thing. So we're being the test bed and getting to be the first people to put them in different things that aren't factory is super cool. So going forward, getting an opportunity to open them up and add more power to see what they can compare to in history, it's going to be interesting to see.
If you open the door, I'm going to ask you. How it's made.
Okay, man, we just put this thing in the trailer and got it here this morning. I'm running on no sleep. The whole team running on no sleep. We grinded it out, had a whole bunch of people come in and spend their time with us last night. People are probably had to work this morning. It's crazy, like community for sure. And we got it here. It's crazy. We got a few more things we got to put up. I just shoot on it front bumper on. We got to finish the wrap. But it starts, it makes a lot of turbo noises. It sounds great, so hopefully it goes on the track like it used to.
Awesome, man. All right, we're looking forward to it, you guys. Give them a nice round of applause. Super cool. Next one over here. Turn my microphone this way. Hi, Allison. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Yeah, really good. So we had a really nice chat earlier about your background, how you wound up here. And there's actually, obviously, we can tell just by the shape of the drape that's on this thing. You've got a truck under it. But this one, kind of an interesting backstory on this thing. Kind of get us up to speed on this one.
Yeah, so this used to be an old drag truck. It raced about 10 years ago, and since then it has been in a barn, hasn't been touched in, again, 10 years. So we saved it, we pulled it out, made it all nice, and yeah, here we are.
Okay, so one of the big things about drag racing is that practice helps. How many practice passes have you made on this thing?
Not a successful one yet.
I like the honesty. I appreciate that. What's your take on this? I mean, we're not racing on a traditional drag strip, right? In fact, we're going to be on the backstretch of a road course here that is not prepped. What have you had to do to make sure this thing's going to hook up?
Well, I mean, luckily I have a great support system behind me. I mean, my boyfriend, his family, they're well known in the no prep scene. So I have a great team to help me get this thing.
It's a very cool truck. Obviously, we know it's a truck. You want to show it off for us here? All right. You need a hand? Here, I'll give you a hand. Come on. I'm not proud. Come on. big crazy hood, but you were telling me earlier that the physical size of the engine surprised you.
Oh, it did. We originally started with the Duster and pulled 340 out of it. We had the Hurricane next to the 340, and I couldn't believe the size difference. We immediately knew we had to go find a truck or just something bigger.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it makes sense. I mean, if you think about it, right, it's debuted itself in a truck. You've got a truck, put it on in there. All right, good luck and thanks for being here. We appreciate it. You guys, Allison, let's do it live. Herman. What have you done here, man? What have you done? Well, you know what? This is why I enjoy having you around, because you never know what's going to go on. You know something's going to go on. Have you guys met this guy before? You know something's going to happen. You just don't know what. Well, until we pull this thing back. Of all the things you could have done, what? Without giving it up, for those people who haven't seen this thing yet, let's give them the big reveal in a sec. What in the world were you thinking?
You know I'm going to take this one.
I know.
Look, guys, first of all, this car, I've been watching this car for about 3 years now, and it belonged to a gentleman by the name of Samuel Hubert. He's a race car driver and a stunt car driver. You see him doing all these stunts in movies. But this car is a 2009 Challenger that was set up to be a drift car. And it is as light as you can make it. I want to say it's like 2,600 pounds. And I've been asking Western Motorsports to let me put an engine in this car and drag race it, and they finally said yes. And when the opportunity came up with the Hurricane output 3.0, oh my goodness. I mean, I really begged them to do it, and we got it done.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it's beautiful.
So I saw you, again, we talked about the engine, turbochargers. You got a couple of bottles of little something out there.
Hey, you know, always got to run the even opposite. Always got to add a little extra just in case you don't know.
So, all right, look, this thing was set up originally, right, to your point, for drifting.
Set up the
Now we're going to go in a straight line with it.
Yes.
What big changes to the suspension to make it work?
No, I mean, not really, because it has a front cradle from the Challenger, it has a rear cradle from the Challenger, and then it has the suspension by Western Motorsports, which I race off their shocks. So all we had to do was just set it up, took some cues from the street racing channel over here, raise the front end up a little bit, because, you know, they do the no brake scene, and lately I've been killing it in the no brake, in Challenger. So, you know, I'm ready to get this race on, HELLCAT.
You seem rather confident, sir.
No, I mean, I'm just eager to snatch some souls. I got a lot of big. Especially this man, he came over here with my short set on. He know he ain't supposed to wear it. Can't fit, dog. California. I can't wear it no more. I keep it in the back of the closet. You know, so he got it. You know.
All right, well, let's show this thing off.
Let's go.
All right, you guys, check this thing out. When you said 2,600 pounds, you weren't kidding me. Let's be honest here, lightweight and Challenger aren't two birds with two turtles that necessarily go together. And that's one way to do it. The internet likes to refer to these things as death cards.
No. So, I made it where you can see everything. I call this my invisible jet. Remember Wonder Woman in the invisible jet? So, technically, you spray the frame so y'all can see that it was a car here, actually. But you got the Hurricane engine right here in the front where you can see it, and you can see the suspension working, everything. I'm right here in the cockpit driving. All the rest of y'all just see the back end of the car. But you kind of people, y'all get to see the front. Unless you're lined up with me on the trip.
That's awesome. You guys check that thing out. Crazy. Everyone's going to try that thing, folks. That was unexpected. Wow. How do you back that one up, huh?
Oh, he doesn't even know what's coming.
What's that?
He doesn't know what's coming.
That's...
I call him straight out. Listen, he's been talking fast to me on the internet for 2 months, so we gotta back up something.
Right. Well, here's your opportunity. All right, so give us the details on your world first time ever here at Roadkill Nights. And first time here in the garage race, first time in front of all these nice well-powered fans here. Before we talk about the vehicle, what's this process been like for you? How'd you warm up?
Honestly, I think I was preferred. I tested by someone that I've done it in the past and asked if I wanted an opportunity to drive. Of course, I said, yeah.
You can say it was West.
It was West. Yeah, it was West. So of course I said yes. And Dodge reached out, and of course I was ready to go as soon as they said the word go. So just really happy we could have served the opportunity and have a lot of fun with this truck.
Yeah, for sure. So you said the shop that you're building these things in is literally out behind your house. You've got guys with fancy shops and big giant areas with corporate sponsorships and stuff. And you're in your garage.
Yeah, we actually, my fiance and I built this top to bottom in our backyard and our So and we've been doing this for a long time. We've been together for 8 years and we've been building for 8 years. So it's just, we've done a lot of weird swaps. This is something fun we have to do.
Yeah, for sure. Well, tell us about this one. What do we got? When you pull this cover back, what are we going to see?
Farm truck. We rolled this thing right off the farm in Georgia. It came complete with layers of Georgia clay and rat's nests. We have since obviously turned it into a completely different animal. But yeah, we love this plastic, so we went for something a little older. We wanted the engine bay room and we went something a little more.
Yeah, for sure. All right, you guys want to take a peek at this thing? Let's see what we got.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, that's so cool. That's really unique. That's very cool. Look at that. Yeah, that's awesome. That's really good. You guys, Morgan, she's on. That's your first time here. So, now we're moving around here. We've got to change themselves position. And hi, Mike. How are you? Good to see you. It's been a while. So Mike and I got some history, actually. The first time we met, it's probably it was 2012, so 12 years ago now, at One Lap of America. So Marco Dietz and I were actually running an SRT Grand Cherokee in the truck and SUV class at One Lap of America. You and Matt Farah had borrowed a press car from BMW, and who won?
Well, BMW first.
It was good. It was close. We joked. We had the best time. It was really, really a lot of fun doing that. And it's been fun watching you, the last dozen years that we've known each other, all the cool things that you've been able to do, so much with the brand, and so much to get out there. You now your day job, right, over at Hemmings, and you get to really spread the passion with other enthusiasts.
We do, and that's the nice part, right? We create, this is the perfect example when you guys see it. Like, the whole point of doing this is to spread awareness that there are other options out there for power plants, there are other options out there for vehicles, and to show how diverse they are, what they can do. A lot of people don't see that. They'll see that with one vehicle, like, it's pigeonholed to one thing, but this proves that you can take one thing and you can take it.
Yeah. Well, that's actually a really good point too. That's what I'm bringing in here too, because you got a lot of bloody knuckles on this thing. And to Mike's point, when you guys see what this thing is, the amount of work that it took to fabricating simple things. I mean, nothing was simple, right? I mean, you had to do a lot. I mean, again, right? We're talking about working in backyard garages, and you guys are on the other end of that spectrum where you're doing all kinds of crazy things. Tell us about the build process on this.
It was long and lengthy.
Yeah.
A lot of late nights. And I think the biggest hurdle was trying to shove as many things in there in that little engine bay as possible.
Yeah.
So we had to rethink how we made everything. Everything had to be made smaller, and things had to double in usage, right? So you know your tanks had to now double as another tank, and you know mounts and whatnot. So that's how we went about it. Like the packaging was very important.
And that's really the point. When you're making a one-off vehicle, there's no swap kit for this, right? So I mean, you're literally every single bracket you've got to figure it out.
Yeah.
Is that fun or is it a pain in the ass?
For me, it's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun. I love the challenge, right? I mean, don't tell me. I kind of like the stress, right?
So, I mean, the whole point of doing the swap in this vehicle is the subject of the show that we're doing. I'll be honest with you, the time of the show is fun. And the reason that we called it that was because there's other options out there.
Yeah.
And this vehicle is the show.
Yeah. Well, let's take a peek at this thing, you guys. Let's see what we got.
Okay.
Yeah, why don't you grab this one? You did walk to a Hornet? I mean, let's be honest here, guys. This is a four-cylinder turbocharged, generally speaking, front-wheel drive type vehicle. Ain't more.
No, it's a little different now. Now it's a front rear end, it's got a driver's rear end, and a precision jack. It's a little different from what it was.
Yeah, well, I was asking you earlier about this too, the conversion over it, and again, like, we've talked about this before. This vehicle, you've played around with this in the past. This was kind of your modern interpretation of the GLHS. A lot of those, so you've done a kit and whatnot, some other things like that.
So, like, we fabricated that for this thing, and this, we did it as an homage to the original GLHS.
Yeah, but now to do this, you were telling me that, I asked you, I said, is there any kind of a, trans per se?
So we fabricated transformer. We also had to cut a lot of the firewall out. We had to modify the ceiling rack, and it was a lot to get that.
Yeah.
So it all worked out.
It's crazy cool, you guys. Wait to hear this thing fire up. I mean, it is a unique vehicle for sure, and they're going to drag race it right here at that one time course. Give it up for you guys. It's been a lot of really strong fun. That's it, man. That is really good to see you, man. Yeah, absolutely. You were so last year. You had a very interesting role here because you were kind of a mentor, if you will, to folks who have come out here. And
Herman, we have to put bigger mirrors on this thing just so I can see you. Jeez, your invisible car will be invisible because it won't be at the finish line. We'll see, Turtle. Spinning ain't winning, baby.
So, you have chosen you've got some very unique vehicles here, right? In the States, look at this here. And yet, you found something that stands out. How in the world did you get the idea for this?
We spent a lot of time racing in Mexico, and one time we were in Mexico racing, we came across this. This was a body style that was only made in Mexico, and nothing against that, but they only had a $2 million budget to build this thing in Mexico, as what it is in 2001. And so it was put together with a lot of random stuff that they had on the assembly line down there. And down south, they really wanted to keep this car. It's a body style that died, I think, in 86 or 87 in the US. But 2001, they were made only in Mexico. Can I say what it is? Sure. So it's a Ram Charger. Yeah. So a 2001 Ram Charger, front handle of 1500. It has a caravan hatch. The only thing that's unique to this vehicle is the quarter panels, the quarter windows, and unfortunately the tail lights. And I have a cracked one you cannot find out.
Oh, jeez, no kidding. That's I mean, it's
so yeah, it was perfect crate deal. We had this thing for about a year, and it was a perfect deal when they came out with the Hurricane and saying we want to do that with an 8-speed. It's like, well, this is the perfect thing to put in here. And this engine is well suited for truck swaps. So I mean, that's what was great about it. It's in there. I mean, unlike Mike here, no problem. There was plenty of space in there, so we put it in here. And we had to do stuff to fill in gaps so that we could get a bigger spot.
Absolutely. Well, that's cool. Listen, I'm sure you guys probably already know Tom's background in drag racing, freaking royalty over here. But I mean, to get out here and make a vehicle that you've only got 6-8 weeks to put the thing together, drag it across the country, bring it out here, and then race it. you're going to be confident in what you've built, but what about the confidence in getting it out there? It's not like you've got a lot of time on this thing.
No, and that's the thing. I mean, it really came down to the wire to get everything together and get it running. We've had it running for about 4 days, so we've gone through some different stuff with it to try and get it sorted out. But I mean, we should be good. I mean, we're on the fat side for sure. I mean, we're 4,500 pounds, so I mean, this is a lot of mass to get moving. But on that no grub surface, Herman, weight is an advantage. And you got sandbags in the back of that thing. What are you gonna do to weigh it down? Because spinning ain't winning. Come here. I'll just give you a little glimpse of where you're gonna be looking. Right there. I'll be saying, Herman, come on, man.
All right, well, let's show this thing off, you guys. This is a vehicle that you literally do not see in the United States, but we're racing over here. Dude, that's literally the hatch from a minivan back there. That is the craziest thing. You guys gotta come take a peek at this thing when you get a chance. That is awesome. I dig it. Dig it a bunch.
Oh, here you go. You gotta hear the horn.
Oh, you got it, yeah. So we got one more car, and this car, dare I say, as usual, when it's got Weston involved, there's a story. This isn't Weston. This is slightly different. You're a little slightly more clean shaven.
Yeah.
A little bit. This is Kevin Weston, and Kevin, you're gonna kind of stand in for us. Now you've been a consultant for all teams here on this, so just kind of helping everybody get up to speed on the engine. So let's talk about the technical side of this a little bit. This is an all-new engine, whole new deal. I mean, again, we've been, popping, Gen 3 Hemmings and things for years and years and years. It's a known entity. This was not this year. How'd that go?
Well, it's been basically ongoing for years. So last year at Arcan, we had the first Challenger that had a T6 swap. We did that at our shop as the prep for that event. And over the last 12 months, it's just been an evolution. Sometimes a slow evolution, but here we are. So, our shop, developed the integration harness kit, everything that integrates with the Motec and the ECU, everything that integrates with the production T6 wiring harness, 8-speed controller, all of those things. So yeah, we've been highly involved in the T6 from the start for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it seems to be, look, we've got 7, running, driving vehicles of completely different types. So the fact that it's able to adapt to all of those situations, that says a lot right there.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's 7 running, driving now. There's 8 total in existence. We built 3 of them. So, we're leading the back of the moment.
For sure. Well, let me give you the quick backstory on what happened to Weston. Now, if you guys were with us 2 years ago, Weston had trouble with his tow rate on the way here, and he literally pulled up as we were starting this event. We're like, he's not even here. What are we going to do? Wait, right? And he literally rolled up right in time. This time, you guys know he lives in the Midwest. You might have heard about that storm Debbie that was rolling through. He got caught in it. His flight got delayed and delayed and delayed and then canceled, and he tried to rebook. And as far as I understand, he's on a plane right now. He may have all even landed at Detroit, and he's on his way here. Couldn't make it here in time. So typical drama. So Kevin, thanks for stepping in. Tell us a little bit about his car. What do you know?
Well, his car is very much like Weston. It's delayed. So basically, the car showed up at our shop about 4 weeks ago. We did not have any parts until last week. So basically, Herman's car got finished up last Friday. We put rear suspension in this car on Saturday. Measured for drive shaft, mocked it up, and it fired for the first time yesterday.
Oh,
So it's a work in progress. You're going to see lots of zip ties on this one. There's probably some things that are leaking still, but we'll tidy it up and hopefully you can keep it out of the wall.
Okay, there's a stamp from the letter. All right, guys, let's take a peek at what Weston Champlin's going to be trying here at Roadkill. That's powered by Dodge. What we call patina there, ladies and gentlemen. True story, I just got my tetanus shot last week, so that's pretty good. Yeah, so that's what we've got going. You guys, these are the competitors that are going to take at it and really go to town for us tomorrow here at Roadkill Nights powered by Dodge. It's big time. It's really cool. Yes, it's uncharted territory with the new engines, and everybody is super excited to see what happens. So we got a lot to do. We got a lot going on here, and a lot of unexpected things, a lot of unknown up against us, and that's pretty darn exciting. So we're glad you guys are all here and part of that stuff. Just for giggles, you guys want to fire these things up for us? Come on, everyone try and fire these things up. Let's see what we got going here. This is the unscripted part, by the way.
I'm just trying to get out the damn way.
We've got a lot to do here in the next handful of hours. I know that, where's Matt? There you are, over there. I know Matt, you got a little bit of housekeeping stuff too.
There you go.
I'll let you have
Thanks everybody for the incredible builds, and a special thanks. Where did Tim go?
I shut it off.
This song. I want to say thank you to our great partners at M1, and particularly the garage owners at M1 for helping us jump through hoops at the last minute to bring the racing inside. That's not easy, and I want a special thanks to them. Also, if I didn't answer any product questions, we've got a slew of product team experts from the Dodge brand here today. They'll be happy to go into depth and detail on anything about these incredible new cars. Find Darren afterwards, and he'll hook you up with the right specialist who can help you out the most. Enjoy.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks for coming out.
So you guys saw the meeting. Now we're going to go do some looking at the cars, talk to some of the drivers. So let's go over and take a look at some of these cars.
We're probably making the most profit. Well,
Dude, that fits in there perfect.
Please tell me that you've seen my car, and that's where you got the idea from.
You know it, baby.
My little shark car.
You know it, baby. You know it, baby. I don't want nothing on it. Make it naked. Naked. Make it naked.
I can't believe you got it down to 2,600 pounds.
Hey, man, I put this car on zippers, man.
Woo! Hey, but it works. Yeah. I got mine down to 1,900. So, yeah. Now I need to put another motor in it because that little motor ain't good. So, anyway, take a look at this. So, I'm gonna put a screenshot of my car up in the corner, and you'll see how much it looks like that one. But I like it. Got the nitrous back there. But it should do the work. He's gonna need some weight in the back. I want to ask him what the wheels are for. All right, guys, and then we've got the electric versions, the EV versions of the Challenger and their HELLCAT versions. This is their Scat Pack version, I believe. And it's got a frunk, just like all the other cars do. All right. Got all kinds of screens on it. Nice and flat because there's no drivetrain. There's all kinds of stuff in there. Very interesting. Let's go look inside this one real quick. I think it's the same thing though. Yeah. So this is their stage 2. I believe this one is also a stage 2. We'll have to find Matt and ask him if they know what the horsepower. I'm sure he knows what the horsepower rating on this thing is. So I don't know where he disappeared off to. We'll find him and see what he says. So quiet, like a farm truck. All right, let's go over here and see what's going on.
This was a car sitting in front of the house. The guy pulled out of the garage. I think he might drive it the way it was, kind of ratty, tires or whatever. But yeah, he had paper, I think, when they made some signs.
That's a nice setup. Here's some more of the cars that are here for show, just hanging out. What's up? Let's see, we got everything over here has got some kind of HELLCAT swap of some sort, or has been redone. Look at that firewall on that thing. Absolutely amazing. Bad boy. Look at that firewall. Don't see any electronics in there. Got AC. Shifter. Manual car. Got 3 pedals. Here we go.
I'm gonna interrupt you. Sorry, Gina. Chuck's Lacer. But yeah, you still need the keys without waiting for. He asked me if we can switch.
sparkle. I like it.
Hey guys, so you want to take the room and do 392.
Oh, the seats are awesome. That's a ride right there. And an oldie but a goodie. You guys remember these from back in the day? You make them pretty quick. That 2.2, if I remember right, it's 2.2 liter. I remember racing some of these on Gratiot here in Michigan years ago. My buddy had a few of these. The GLHSs, the little Omnis. I think it's badass. One of my favorites. Love these things. This Hornet, electric or whatever Hornet I think it is, I don't know. I'll have to find out. They're doing off-road jumps in them. I'm gonna go and get in one and maybe see what that's all about. I don't know. Let's go see what's going on over here. All right, we're gonna jump inside one of these. What is this? Hornet?
Hornet RT.
Hornet RT. This one is combustion engine, and this dude is gonna beat the shit out of it. Yeah, hell yeah. All right, man. What year is this thing? This is a 24? Brand spanking new. We're going to go.
Like 130, about 100 miles on it.
100 miles on it. All right, let me throw my seatbelt on real quick.
On.
Wait, I'm sorry. Can you say that again for me real quick?
It's 288 horsepower, 383 torque with the RT with that plug-in hybrid. You get a little bit of that E-torque.
Nice. All right.
You ready to rip?
Let's roll.
All right, here we go.
Let's do it. Swing that ass around. There we go. Oh, why'd you slow down? We could have hit the second mogul. How many of these you guys broke so far? None so far? That's amazing.
Alrighty, there you go, boss man. Have a good one.
Thanks, I appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
Oh, next time, keep the foot down.
I will.
Alright, that guy coming out. Thanks, buddy.
Yes, sir. Right,
this way? Alrighty.
You're welcome to stand here and do some photography if you like. Otherwise, please visit Tina on your way out.
Gotcha. Thank you very much. All right, guys. Well, that was pretty fun. I'm not sure how fast we were going, but he slowed down and he never let off. guys. We've been given access out to the Dodge skid pad. So we're going to sit in the middle while the drivers do a rotate around us. So let's see how this goes.